Morning people, welcome back to F Politics. Thanks to Tory member of the House of Lords, Shaun and right-wing TV host, Julia Hartley-Brewer, this has been an incredible few days when it comes to right-wing hypocrisy. Let me give you some context for the Julia Hartley-Brewer situation. Today she interviewed Dr Mustada Barghouti, a member of the Palestinian parliament, specifically from the Palestinian National Initiative, which expressly opposes violence and is not connected to Hamas. They support non-violent resistance to the illegal occupation and a two-state solution. Now, after a long back and forth where we see the usual thing happens whereby the host refuses to condemn Israel for bombing 20,000 civilians to death in Gaza, but demands that the person opposing that condemns Hamas, we get this.
Whenever I speak about Palestinian rights or Palestinian situation, you claim it is history. I'm talking about what's happening today.
No, I know, and
this is not history.
Can we just you talked about how you don't want Israel. You're saying Israel that October the 7th happened. You're placing that in historical context. I understand that. Please don't say that again. We don't have time for it. You've made that point 5 times already.
I don't know what you have time for.
Oh my God, for the love of God, let me finish a sentence, man. Maybe you're not used to women talking. I don't know. But I'd like to finish a sentence, sir. Anyway, so...
No, you are misleading the public now
really?
By claiming
Right, I've got 20 seconds left. I'm not even going to bother trying to answer. If you don't think Israel's reaction is acceptable, what would have been an acceptable reaction to you? You've got 10 seconds left.
To end occupation and allow peace to prevail for both people.
That's their reaction. Brilliant. Yeah. Sorry to have, been a woman speaking to you, but there you are. Dr Mustada Barghouti.
Now remember, of course, that Israel is a nuclear power with the support of the West. They've been illegally occupying Palestine and Gaza and the West Bank for decades. And according to B'Tselem, an Israeli human rights charity, 87% of the people who've died in that conflict between 1987 and 2021 have been Palestinian. So it is very, very clear who the main aggressor is, and Dr. Barghouti is a representative of the victims. People who are currently still dying largely with the support of the West. So it is genuinely shameful for all of us that you just saw him get shouted down by a member of the Western media. But here's the interesting thing. When she said,
maybe you're not used to women talking. I don't know.
She was implying that because Dr. Barghouti is from a Muslim country, he doesn't respect women. And I just find it incredible how quickly these right-wingers will suddenly become woke to things like sexism when they can use it to promote other kinds of bigotry. Because let's put this in context. Now bear with me. You saw Shaun being utterly sexist towards Carol Vorderman earlier this week, right?
On one hand, she's got all that stuff, she's a serious political commentator, and then if you look at her Instagram, it's all pictures of her bums and her boobs. So what is it? What is it here? She can't be both.
Well, Julia's response was, if a male political commentator constantly posted pictures and videos of himself on Instagram similar to Carol Vorderman's highly sexualized bum and boobs posts, that man would be a national laughingstock. So she's leapt to the defense of an outright sexist, saying women shouldn't be able to express a political opinion if they're also proud of how they look. And her rationale for that is that, well, men wouldn't be able to do that, but she's friends with Tom Harwood. She regularly praises him for his political content, and yet this is Tom Harwood's Instagram page. Hell, here's mine. Posting regular videos of me working out shirtless has not stopped me having a column in The Independent. So she's happy to support sexism when it's useful for her own political agenda, but she'll suddenly claim to be a feminist when she can use it to avoid condemning genocide. And on the other hand, Shaun is a close ally of Boris Johnson, who said that black people are pickaninnies with watermelon smiles, said the problem in Africa is not that we were once in charge, but that we're not in charge anymore, and accused Barack Obama of having a part Kenyan's ancestral dislike of the British Empire. So he's fully supporting a party that the United Nations says is trying to normalize white supremacy. And yet when he's called out for blatant sexism, what does he say?
The amount of racist abuse I've had, for instance, because of the piling she's organised has been incredible.
These people are willing to use racism to cover up sexism and sexism to cover up racism, while at the same time denying that those problems exist and also condemning anybody who tries to fix those problems as being too woke. They have no principles whatsoever. For them, it's just about their own agenda. I'm Femi, this has been F Politics, so politics doesn't F you. Have a great week.